Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jacob Leonard, Associate Athletic Director for Fan Engagement here at Pittsburg State University. I appreciate everybody being here and everyone watching on the live stream at pittstate.tv. Now, I have written here, and normally at things like this, we say it's a great day and it's an exciting day to be a gorilla, and I may be biased, but I got here in 2009 to go to school, and since then, I don't think there's been a bad day to be a gorilla, but certainly this is an extra exciting day. We are here to formally introduce the 16th head coach of the Pitt State football program, Mr. Tom Anthony. Coach Anthony takes over the winningest program in Division II history. For those of you who may not know that, a program with more than 750 wins, 4 national championships, 3 conference championships, and a roster full of some of the best student athletes in the country who play in front of some of the most passionate fans in the country. Coming up in the next few minutes, we're going to hear from a couple guys who were instrumental in bringing Coach Anthony back to Pittsburgh. We're going to hear from Pittsburg State University President Dan Shipp and our athletic director, Jim Johnson. These guys made it a quick and seamless transition, a very quick transition here. And I think they've helped us find the perfect guy at the perfect time for Pittsburg State football. Now, when we wrap up here, I will ask members of the media to head to the green room down the hallway to the right, and then the doors to the left, where Coach Anthony and our athletic director, Jim Johnson, will be available to take questions, answer any questions you may have about today. But for now, though, please welcome to the stage the president of Pittsburg State University, Dr. Dan Shipp.
Well, thanks, everyone. I remember kind of the last time there was an introduction here, right? Little different, right? So we were just talking, what did you say, the winningest program? So say that, come here, say that again, just so I can hear that. I think we want to hear that again.
Pittsburg State football is the winningest program in Division II history.
How about that? Yeah. Like, that deserves something else, right? It's funny, we were talking as we were preparing to introduce Tom, and it was, I think yesterday, someone said, Abby, I think it was you said, Dan, you need to talk to everyone about how important football is at Pittsburg State. Duh, folks. Right? Just look around, and everybody that's online. It is important, and we do it better than anyone. And then I thought, Jim Johnson and I were talking about this as we were making the transition decisions. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm going to let a secret out here. So we think Tom's going to be a really good coach. We know Tom's a really good coach. We know that he has strong character. We know that the athletes are super excited. We know the other coaches and the community. I can't tell you how many emails I've received. So good decision, right? But here's the secret. Sam knows the secret. It really wasn't about Tom, was it? It was about getting Kelsey, Michael, Becca, Goldie the dog, back to Pittsburgh. And we did it, everybody. How about a round of applause? So this is a lot of fun. This is one of those things that you look forward to a day like this. I mean, there's a little tweak of sadness, right? Because we love Coach Wright, and we respect the work that the team, the coaches, Tom was part of that in really getting us set on the path that we're on today. And so, but we're actually gonna root for some Lumberjacks. We can do that, right? So we'll do that at Northern Arizona, and we're gonna wish Coach Wright and the family well, and they're gonna do a great job. But today is about getting the right man at the right time to push this thing over the finish line. And so we're gonna do that. And I couldn't be more excited. For me, there's something I always talk about, it's the character quotient. And so I meant what I said. Tom, we know you're gonna be a great coach. We know you are a great coach. But it's the character, it's the stuff in here that matters most. And our athletic department, all of our other coaches, our other student athletes, exemplify that character on a daily basis. So I couldn't be more proud to be the president and to get to represent all of you. So without further ado, we're not here to listen to me. We're here to talk to now Jim Johnson, and I think you have some really great words to share about Coach. Jim.
Thanks, Dan, and thank you for your support these past few days pulling this all together. I want to echo what Dan said and start by publicly thanking Brian Wright for his efforts and success these last 4 years. You know, I didn't realize this until last night, but we introduced Brian on this same stage exactly 4 years ago today. We hired Brian to place the Gorillas annually in the postseason conversation and win MIAA championships. I would say he delivered on both of those, and we will forever be grateful to him for that, and certainly wish him the best as he continues his career at Northern Arizona. When we hired Brian, we also charged him with putting together a championship coaching staff, and his first hire was Tom Anthony. It did not take long to understand why that he believed that, and why Tom was his first choice to come with him to Pittsburg State. I'll forever remember the day that a bunch of new football coaches, probably somewhere around December 10th of 2019, started arriving at the Weed. It looked like a bunch of guys arriving at summer camp, bringing in suitcases, pillows, blankets, with nowhere to live, families temporarily left behind, but ready to go to work. Tom was one of the first to get here, and when you met him, you felt like you had known him forever. A mentor of mine once told me, when you hire head coaches, you better look for three things: a leader of young people, a commitment to building culture, and the it factor. A lot of people can coach, but do they also have these three things? I asked, what is the it factor? And the response was, I don't know, but you know when someone has it. There's just no doubt in our mind that our new head football coach has all of that, and that was quickly evident in 2020. We made Tom the associate head coach going into the 2022 season, and we put in writing that he would be our head coach should Brian leave. That is how sure I was that he was the next guy to follow in the footsteps of great men like Carney Smith, Bruce Poland, Ron Randleman, Dennis Francione, Chuck Broyles, and Tim Beck, and Brian Wright. And the decision to create that succession plan was made with input and advice from several people very important to our program. I'm going to let Tom talk about their decision as a family to take a pause in June of 23, if he wants to do that, and also why he was ready to come back. But when I knew that Brian was leaving at sometime around 7:30 a.m. Saturday morning, I quickly had to calculate what time it was in Cincinnati and make a phone call. I knew Tom missed coaching, and I knew he missed the team in the locker room. I could tell that when we were in Michigan 2 weeks ago when he and Kelsey and Michael made the 5-hour drive to support the Gorillas at Grand Valley. I didn't know if he missed it enough to come back. I thought it was probably 50-50 because I knew he also was enjoying time with his family and time to recharge. I honestly don't remember how I asked the question Saturday morning. We talked for a minute, and I said, Tom, this job is still yours if you and Kelsey would entertain that. He said, can I get back to you in 30 minutes? I said, Coach, you can have more than 30 minutes. But to me, that was a positive sign, as it made me think that this was already on his mind a little bit. With the amazing help of several people setting aside their Saturday plans and helping us out, by 7 p.m. Saturday night, we had our head coach. One of the most rewarding and really, in a lot of ways, surreal moments in the 25-plus years I've been in college athletics happened on Sunday, somewhere about 4:20, 4:30 p.m. when we reintroduced Coach Anthony to the team. If you haven't watched that video, you probably should. It tells you everything you need to know about what Tom Anthony means to this team, our players, Pitt State, and the Pittsburgh community. There was simply no reason to drag this out for days and weeks. The answer was right in front of us if we could work that out. In that team room Sunday afternoon, the mood went from disappointment to elation really in seconds. I'm thankful for the men in that room and their individual roles in making guerrilla football what it is today, and their positive attitude in what is a very difficult situation when you're a student athlete. I want to thank Kelsey, Becca, and Michael, and the rest of Tom's family for trusting us and believing in Pitt State and Pittsburgh, Kansas. We certainly believe in them. As I told the team on Sunday, We will not miss a beat, and we will continue the momentum we have going. There is just no question about that. With that, please welcome to the podium the 16th head coach in the storied history of Gorilla football, Tom Anthony.
Oh, man. I can tell you exactly how the phone call went. And it went something like Jim calling and said, have you talked to Brian yet? Like, Jim, I haven't talked to Brian in a couple weeks. And he said, well, he's leaving. I said, well, he wouldn't tell me anyway if he was. I said, how can I help? You need some names. I know guys that'd be a great fit, interested. You want help in the interview process? I'd love to sit in, help any way I can. And he said, no, we want you to have the job. And at which point I said, Jim, I'm going to need 30 minutes. And it took about 30 minutes for Kels and I, to kind of decide that, this was definitely the place we wanted to be, and the timing couldn't have been better. So it was just perfect. It was kind of a perfect storm. There is a story out there that we were sitting on the couch watching game day, Michael and I, and that is 100% true. But there is another story, I think, that I got to give my daughter a plug too, or she'll get mad at me. Kels and Michael ran to the grocery store that morning to get groceries, and we have these beautiful, my father-in-law made these like snowmen made out of these wood tree stumps. You put them together. They sit outside the front door. Well, these things were just beat up because they'd been through so many moves, falling apart. And so we went out to put them together, and I grabbed my air compressor. I grabbed some wood glue, and I looked at Becca. I said, Becca, we're going to put these together, and they're never coming apart because we're never moving. And then 3 hours later, Jim called, and now we're back in Pittsburgh. So we're going to have to find a way to move those things, and they're put together now. But just a huge thank you to everyone who made this happen over the last few days. Like Jim said, so much behind the scenes, hours spent, and just really appreciate the effort from all you people that made this happen. Just thanks to the leadership team, President Ship, Jim, just couldn't have made this happen without you guys. And just so many special people along those lines in the community. Great friendships that we've built in influential positions that really helped to make this happen as well. Dan Smith, Rick Webb, and probably the closest person to me here in Pittsburgh, Larry Garman. Just last 3 years, Coach Garman has just been someone like I've never met before. And just thank you to him, because I wouldn't be here in this position had it not been for him and his influence and his wisdom, and many mornings driving and recruiting and hearing the same story over and over and over again. And I'm going to continue to do that. I told him we're still going out on the road recruiting, and I still want to hear all those old war stories from Pitt High. So it's an honor to lead the Gorillas, to be back here. Just the rich history, tradition, standard of excellence. As a football coach, that's what you look for. You want to be at a place where the standard's high. They're going to do everything they can to help you win, and we're here to keep the momentum going and just take that to the next level. And just so excited to do that. Thanks to Brian and Laura, such dear friends. We would not be here today without them. We go way back, and just they hold a very special place in our family's hearts. We used to babysit Jake and Marielle and Joe, and just to see them grow, over the last 10 to 15 years has been truly great. And I know Brian's going to have so much success out there at NAU, and I'm just blessed to have been with him and seen what he's been able to do and take just bits and pieces of some of the knowledge that he passed on to me. To the staff and our players, just so appreciative to the sacrifices that you've made to get this program to where it's at right now. And again, it's our mission just to keep that momentum going and just take it to the next level. Winning is the goal. We know that as coaches, but it is so much more important than what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. Our job is to develop great young men of high character that are going to go on to just make a difference in their communities here at Pittsburgh while they're here, and wherever that may be when they leave here. And I'm truly excited to help develop those young men over their 4 to 5, some of them with COVID, 6 to 7, 8 years even, it feels like. But just super excited to continue to build the relationships that we already have here. To my wife, our kids, they know how I feel. I'm not going to look at them. Our families as well that we're so blessed to have here today. I had 2 little surprises that I didn't know were coming. My little brother's wife and his 2 kids made the trip up from Owasso today. So very, very excited to see that when I walked in. Being a member of a coach's family, as I see some of our fellow Pitt State coaches out here, is no easy task. The wins mean a little bit more, but the losses truly cut much deeper. And just the uncertainty of what the future holds sometimes creates a stress level that most don't ever understand. But the journey is something that creates a family bond that'll never be broken. So thank you to all those people right there. Gorilla Nation and the Pittsburgh community, we just thank you for loving our family, making this home. It truly is home. It's not very often that coaches get a second chance to come back to a place they love. Usually you have success, you move on, and it's part of your past. And never in a million years would I thought this opportunity would have came up, but couldn't be more ecstatic to be back here and to have our family here. Lastly, coaches take jobs to be the coach of that specific program. For our family, this truly is so much more than that. We came here because of you all, the community, the fans, the boosters, and most importantly, the dear friendships we made in the 3 years we were here. If anyone's ever seen Christmas Vacation, last September there was about a 40-foot RV that pulled into my driveway, and out walked the Sorrell family and the Green family, and it was truly like Cousin Eddie pulling up with his family, and just so many friendships that drew us back here, and so excited to continue those friendships and continue to build on that. Thank you for this opportunity. Go Gorillas. All right, you're back.
Coach, I appreciate it. We're glad to have you and your family back in Pittsburgh. I know my son specifically is excited to have his basketball teammate back in Pittsburgh as well. I know you guys didn't come here to listen to me talk, but a couple things here. Obviously, I think it goes without saying that being the head coach for Pittsburgh State football is not an easy job by any means. The expectations are so high every year, and when things go well, you see the players making plays and you hear the players talking about it, and things don't go well, the hard questions go to the head coach. And I know that's what you signed up for, and the high expectations here are what you want. I think Coach Anthony would probably agree that pressure and expectations are a privilege, and that's what you have here at Pittsburg State. But I also think it's important to remember the success of this program and of Pitt State football, and really of any program here at Pittsburg State. It's not all on Tom. It's not all on the players. It's on all of us. It's on me. It's on athletics administration, university administration, like band, cheer, dance, the fans, for all sports. It's on all of us to be a part of the championship programs that we want to go watch and go support. Like, we all want championship teams, right? We all want to win, so we expect to win here in Pittsburgh State. So all of us in this room, everybody watching on the live stream, Gorilla Nation, like, we have great programs at this university. We have great coaches. Coach Anthony is the newest of those great coaches we have at Pittsburgh State. And championship programs have championship support, and the best way to do that is simply to show up, to clap, to scream, to cheer, to yell for the Gorillas, no matter what sport, no matter what season it is. And with that said, I know that I will see all of you at basketball here in a few hours, because I know you're going to show up for that too. Members of the media, again, like I said earlier, please exit through the doors over there on my right. You know where the green room is, down the hallway, and to the left. Coach Anthony, our athletic director, Jim Johnson, will be there to take your questions. I want to thank everybody again for coming out today, everybody watching on the live stream, to welcome Tom and his family back to Pittsburgh. We're excited to have him. We're excited to have somebody not only who's a great coach, but is passionate about Pittsburg State. Anytime we can bring somebody who's passionate about Pittsburg State on campus, I think we should do that. And it's great to have your energy in this program. We hope to see you all back on campus again soon. Come support the Gorillas any chance that you can get. Thanks for being here today. Thank you.